We're live. So, Kola, we have the game today, Newcastle Man City, the semifinal for the Carabao Cup going on today.
Mm-hmm.
And I think tomorrow we have Chelsea versus Arsenal tomorrow.
Yep.
So, today, Newcastle Man City, considering that we now have some new reinforcements this January already arrived at Man City, what's the expectation for them today? And considering also that they have a game against Man U on the weekend, how do you think they perform today?
I would say Man City historically, when I say historically, I mean in the last maybe 10 years, it's a team that is used to playing multiple competitions and competing at the very highest level because they usually have a big squad filled with international players, professional football players. So I don't think not that has really changed. You can say maybe the quality of the players that they have is less than they used to have. And when you say at that elite spectrum, but Manchester City are a better team than Newcastle United. And the fact that it's over two legs, if we're saying Pep Guardiola is one of the greatest managers of all time, should be able to navigate these two legs successfully to make the final. So I would say I would predict Man City to probably get a draw and go finish the game at the Etihad. That is my prediction, really.
So the in the last 5 games, according to current form, let's go there. Man City in their last 5 games, they've had 2 wins and 3 draws. And on the other side, Newcastle, they've won 4 of their last 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on just based on recent form, to me, Newcastle seem to be more on the more informed side.
Okay.
As you rightly said, this is a two-legged affair. Now, if this was just a affair, I'd probably put,
Yeah.
have some hope that Newcastle would be able to get something out of this. Considering that this is a two-legged affair and the addition of Semenyo, who I rate very highly, not just for his on-ball work, but for also his off-the-ball activity,
Yeah, he's
work
exceptional.
rate, non-stop running, non-stop defending. He actually enjoys defending. So I think by his addition, Man City have gone a step upward. They've ascended a little bit. They've added a quality player who can make the difference both on the offensive and the defensive side of the ball. I also expect them to, today I think they would win. I think they win both legs. It's
No,
like
no,
I just think the quality.
I don't think so. I don't think because when you look at it objectively, there is more
Yeah.
questions than answers for Man City. And the reason why I say that is
And I think that's
number
where I disagree with you. I think the addition of Semenyo
I don't believe that.
answers a
Semer is not
lot of
is
questions. In
is
fact, you know what
it's
I'm
not
saying
Lionel
going to say
Messi.
right now? Bro, Man City will destroy Newcastle today.
No, I
It's
absolutely disagree.
Newcastle would get destroyed.
They're going to a ground that historically most teams struggle at. That's number one. Number two is
Yes.
they're gonna be able to keep up with the intensity of the game. These are questions. Let me break it down to you, right? Some questions Pep needs
Mm-hmm.
to answer today. The first question will be that who is gonna play in that midfield, right? Is Rodri gonna be able to act 3 games a week? Because I think Rodri played against Exeter. Are you gonna play Rodri
Yeah,
against
it's not.
Newcastle, and then you're gonna play him in the weekend against Manchester United, right? So you need to pick your poison.
Yeah.
So is he gonna play or not? If he's not gonna play, okay, you're gonna play Nico Gonzalez. Who are you gonna pair Nico with? Reinders? Reinders is gonna get eaten alive when he plays against that Newcastle's midfield of Tonali and the other guy, the other
Marriage.
Brazilian. It's like the physicality
Yes.
in that midfield is gonna be insane. So there's a balancing act that needs to go on. Can Pep go to that ground and dominate the ball? Right? Dominate the ball in the areas that they need to dominate, right? Like you can't dominate the ball in, as an example, Liverpool, Arsenal. Liverpool dominated the ball, but not in the areas that's threatening, right? You need to dominate the ball in areas that nobody wants you to get to. So those are the questions that Man City will need to answer today. Semenyo helps, I agree. More clinical than most of their forwards that's not called Ellen Allen, right? He does a lot of good defensive work, but he's never played in a team where the onus is on you, right? Where you have 3, 4 banks playing against you. So there's adaptation question. There's a question on the defense for Manchester City, right? Their right back and left backs have played an insane amount of games this season. Maybe comparable to Arsenal, but Arsenal had injuries, right? Must have had most of their defenders at the beginning of the season, right? And Pep just failed to use them. There's Kusanov, who has been on the bench multiple times up until the point Diaz and Gavadio got injured. He hasn't been played, so we still need to. There's some questions that need to be answered there. Can these guys play 3 games a week? Can Kusanov play 3 games a week? Can Nico
Well,
O'Reilly play 3 games a week?
3 games a week is looking to the future. Looking to today,
Yeah, but that is
you're right.
something that Pep needs to consider, right?
Looking to today, if Pep plays his strongest
They have a chance to
11,
win. Yeah.
no, not that they have a chance to win. They will destroy
What is destroy?
Newcastle.
The words matter.
They,
What does destroy mean?
no, 2-0 above.
I don't
Win
think
by
they've
two
won.
goal match.
Even with their best teams, they haven't won by 2 goal margin in like 5 years at Newcastle.
Bro, I'm saying to you today, that's how much more I rate Semenyo. The addition of
Oh,
Semenyo changes the
this
structure of this
man.
team. Their wing, their wing play, their wing play to it, bro. Their wing play and their defensive structure with Semenyo, in spite of their Vadiol and Diaz being injured, those
You are underrating
bro.
Newcastle, bro. Newcastle is one of the
I am
hardest
not
places to
underrated.
go. It's one of the
I
hardest
know,
places to go in the league, in the entire league.
bro. Bro, I get you. I get you. I am saying to you that Man City, with the addition of Semenyo, that dude, I trust him. That
Okay.
dude is a walking like that dude dog.
They're,
Okay,
they're, they're the favorites,
his
but
work rate, his
I
work
just
rate
don't.
of the ball, his work rate of the ball is amazing. Tracks back willingly. In fact, he's one of the very few wingers in world football today who tracks back and defend willingly without having to be told. That I value. Okay, they still have Erling Haaland, who at any given
Is
point
Atlanta
can
gonna
change.
play? Is he gonna play every 3 days?
I'm
Not
not
gonna
saying
get
every
a
3 days.
rest. They don't have any
This
other
is
person to play. No, I'm saying you're speaking hypothetically in an ideal situation where they don't have to worry about anything else. I'm speaking for a team who is in the same position as Man City that you need to worry about so many things, right?
they
Like
have a huge squad.
they don't have a huge squad because Pep doesn't trust. He doesn't trust Rico Lewis. He doesn't trust all these other guys. He's not gonna play them. He's not gonna play them. Rico Lewis doesn't play for weeks and weeks and weeks. Bernardo Silva needed a break. He didn't play him, right? He played the same starting 11 in the last 12 games. He played like 10 of those games with the same 11. Turkey, Foden, Doku just play the same 11 throughout without rotation. So what that means is seeing these guys week in, week out on the training ground, and he doesn't trust them. Simple as. And also the fact that Arsenal are already 6 points ahead means that the margin of error is less, right? Do you agree?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So what does that mean? It means that there needs to be a balancing act in all these cup competitions, in the Champions League. Think Pep, if you think the team can still win this league, he's probably going to prioritize the league. Now the question is, can the other fringe players in Man City that we know obviously have talent, can they step up? Can Rico Lewis step up, right? To give all these other players rest. Because all of these games are going to be hard moving forward. They're going to have if you check Man City's schedule, they're going to have Liverpool, they're going to have Newcastle in the coming weeks in the league. They're going to have Manchester United. Most of these games are away. That's what you need to consider. These are not home games. These are away games where you need to go and dig in. But
Bro,
if you say you
all of
believe in
that
Man
is
City,
fine.
I'm looking forward to the match reaction after the
All
game
of
is
that's
done.
fine and good. I am just telling you that this Man City, they are now different. There is something. It's not the way it used to be 3-4 years ago, but there is a new juice that's been introduced into their system. That juice,
Called Semenyo.
Semenyo.
Okay.
That dude, again, I'm not telling you he's going to score 10 goals. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm
No,
saying
it works. It works hard.
the deficiencies that team that I see with that team,
It's gonna help
Semenyo
out a lot.
comes and solves a lot of that problem.
It's gonna help out
So
a lot.
if you think this is the same Man City, this is the same sweet Man City you go against and try to just overrun through the midfield and go score goals, no, this is
I'm
going to be
I'm
different.
very interested in what the starting 11 is gonna be in this game from Pep. I'm
Yes, I'm
very
also,
looking
in
forward
fact,
to it.
I've been refreshing for a while now just to see if
We
it's
won't
been
get any
released. But
info. Yeah.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
2 hours to the
so,
game.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Let's talk. Right.
I am saying Man City for the win today.
I'm going for a draw. Maybe 1-1 draw. or a late winner
Okay.
from Newcastle.
Okay. I go Man City 3-1.
Okay.
All right. So let's move to your club. In fact, we've been speaking about them a little too much these days, but what are we going to do? All right. So
Chelsea, Arsenal.
you're playing Chelsea tomorrow at 12 Pacific time. So you're going to Stamford Bridge, right? So what's your early views on the game?
Uh, My gut says a draw because historically we've drawn a lot of games again. I think Chelsea
Yep.
hasn't beaten us in any competition in 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. So we've beaten them
Very
at
likely
Stamford
so.
Bridge.
The last 5 games, you've won 2 and 3 draws.
Yeah, so we draw a lot at Stamford Bridge. The thing is, if
Yep.
we score first, I think we win. That's one thing about Arsenal, right? In these away games, typically when we score first, we win those games because that means you're gonna come out, right? You don't have a choice. But when you teams
Yep.
typically come out against us, aside the Liverpool game that we just watched recently, and that's because Liverpool didn't take any risk. I believe, and I still say this, if Liverpool took risk against us, right, to push the line forward. Because what they did is they played like 5 midfielders against our 3-man midfield and they just passed us to death without trying to penetrate because nobody's making those runs. But I think Chelsea can't play like that unless they're going to pack their midfield. But Caicedo is out, so the options are limited already. So the question will be that
Yep.
what does Arteta do when it comes to the starting 11? Saka and Trossard, as an example, come back into the 11 tomorrow. We don't know because I heard Trossard is a doubt and Saliba is a doubt for tomorrow. So we're already a team who is managing our squad because we're in multiple competitions and we have so many games coming up. And now we're having players that are in doubt. So I'm guessing if any of these players are doubtful, don't use them. That's me. I don't
Yes.
want any player to aggravate injuries. If Saliba is injured, I think Mosquera is like a week out from coming back. We just need to manage till then. If you have to play Norgard and Gabriel as centre back, you play Norgard, right? That is the reason why we've bought Norgard. And then you play a tactical setup that protects Norgard from being exposed. You get what I mean? That's all you can do.
Yep.
Maybe you don't play the same way you play when Saliba is there. You don't press too high up. You play it like a Champions League game, right? You know how Champions League games are when they get to the quarterfinal, semi-final, they become tactical, right? You're playing in broken down minutes. The first 15 minutes, you want to sit back, right, and counter. The next 10 minutes, you want to hold on to the ball. You play in those blocks of 10, 15 minutes, and you play like a Champions League game. And if we're able to get a win, we get a win, but don't lose. Get a draw and come back to the Emirates, where I'm guessing by then we would have navigated the Champions League last 2 games, and we would know. I think our squad is probably going to be LLD at that point because Havertz is going to be fully fit and fully integrated back into the team. I think Calafiori is going to be back by then. And I think Saliba and the rest are going to be fit. It's all about navigating this period without losing too much. But the question I have for you is, who do you think is under more pressure? Is it Rosenior, the Chelsea's new head coach, or you think Arteta because Arteta hasn't won the trophy in such a long time?
I mean, I don't even think this is a question. In fact, you asking me that question, I believe you should already have the answer. There is no one in European football right now, other than the coaches that have been fired, who's under more pressure than Ateta. You
Yeah,
have
it
the
needs to
league.
win.
You have the 6 point lead in the league. You need trophies, bro.
Yeah, you need as many trophies
You've
as you
been
can get.
you've
And you
been
have
back,
this you have
you've
the
been
squad for it.
you've been backed, you've been supported, you've been helped. In fact, they've provided you with more resource than you actually need to win this season. And so far, so good. He's delivering. He's meeting expectations. Rosenio is a very new coach. That is maybe his second game in charge.
Yep.
No one is expecting him to just come in and kill or take out Arsenal in this Carabao Cup. If he does, that's fine. Now, the
But
problem with doing that is that you've now
expectation will
set the
rise
expectation so high in your second game or in the early parts of your reign as a coach that anything you do below that now
it
becomes a
becomes a
problem.
problem.
So, but right now,
Football is a weird sport like that.
there is no single coach in world football who is under more scrutiny and pressure right now than Ateta. So I expect you guys to go there tomorrow, go to Chelsea, handle your business.
Yeah, handle your
No what
business.
about it?
60, 70
Handle,
minutes, get a goal,
handle your business.
take out
Like
Saka, take
handle
out
it.
Odegaard. Yeah.
Exactly. Like go there, be clinical, be efficient, score goals. And now I know Chelsea and you guys have
It's not
had
just that.
some.
No, Chelsea is
They are a difficult team. They are a difficult team to play because they have a lot of young talented players
yeah,
who
and they
have
and they
speed, who
and they
can
usually they're usually off for
constantly.
these games. They're usually very up for
Yes.
these games.
They are a
They're usually
team
very motivated
that
for these
wakes
games.
up and are ready to roll when the big boys come to town.
Yep.
So that can be an issue, but I think your
Just
quality, your
find a way.
experience should win out and get the win and wait for the second leg for us.
So what is your prediction for the Chelsea Arsenal game? What do you predict?
I mean, it goes without question. Arsenal should win. Whatever the margin is, just win. 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, just win. Because I
Just
know
get
Chelsea
something.
would score. And they're a team that they would make it difficult for you. But I think, again, as Arteta have shown the tendency to do in recent times, where he can be a little timid and play on the safe side. Bro, you have to go win. You don't have to wait for the other team to lose. You have to go win these games.
Yeah.
You are a favorite for a reason. You are a favorite for a reason. You are the better team for a reason. Go there, stamp your imprint
Authority on
on
the
the
game.
game, win the game, and don't wait for nobody to make a mistake so you can go get a goal. And no, go there, show them you are the boss, beat them, and go and let's go. That's what I expect from Arsenal.
Predict a 1-1 or a late winner from Arsenal for a 2-1. I think I know my team. Unless something changes or Chelsea's.
Yeah, but like that,
We don't.
what
We
you're
don't.
saying right here, like
Mhm.
what you're saying right there, right now, should be a a referendum on Ateta. If you're looking at this Chelsea side, a team that is currently unstable,
Yeah, but
a
they won't play
team
like
that
that.
is
They won't play like that against us.
a
I know
team,
Chelsea too.
a
There's a
team
reason.
that is very young, a
There's
team
a
that's in
reason.
transition,
No, no,
a
no.
team that's
There's
in
wait.
transition.
No, no. What is transition? There's a reason. What transition are they under? Because they're changing coaches. There's a reason you and I
Yes,
predicted that Chelsea will get a point off Manchester City. Yes or no?
yes, that's the
There's
emotional high of a
there's a reason
new manager coming.
yeah, there's a reason I felt Liverpool coming to the Emirates. They're not going to play the same way they've played against every other team. They didn't play like that. They came to the Emirates first half. They packed the bus, right? And when the game turned, because their job is they want to quiet down our crowd, which is what we tried to do when we went to Anfield. When we went to Anfield beginning of the season, Liverpool were the favorite, the overwhelming favorite. They won the first 5 games or so. We went there, we played very well in the first half. Second half, they took control and they scored what an incredible goal, right?
Yes.
But anyway, I think we should leave it here. Uh, hopefully, after the game, we have an opportunity to do the review, and it's going to be a beautiful match today.
Would react to the Chelsea, to the Newcastle Man City game, and after the games. Okay.
Yeah. Like the video, guys. Subscribe to the content, and thank you for having us.